Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be showing you how to change the oil on a 1986 Toyota Cressida. And here are the required things that you will need for the oil change. An oil drain pan, 6 quarts of 10W30 oil, an oil filter, a 19mm socket and a ratchet, and these ramps to get the car up, and a couple of dirty rags to clean up the mess. And you will also need a torque wrench to torque the drain bolt. First things first, you want to get the car up on the ramps. Once you've got the car up on the ramps and the car turned off, you want to open up the engine bay, which is down here. The lever, like so. And the lever should be right down here. Stick your hand under it. There should be a tab you pull up. That is how you open up the engine bay. Now loosen the oil filter cap, but don't loosen it all the way, so the oil can get ventilated. Once it's open like that, drop it back down like that. The oil filter in this 5 MGE should be down here under this in the air intake. And it should be right around here. As you can see, if you have really small hands, you should be able to get under from this side here with the arm here, your right arm, and one of the left arms. If your hands and arms are too big to get under the air intake, you can always remove it with a 10mm or a Phillips head. I've already loosened the oil filter down here, right there, as you can see. But basically, you go down with your left arm like this. If your arms and your hands are small enough, you can go underneath this thing, the air intake. Get your hand down there. And then with the oil filter, well, that is if the camera will focus. As you can see right there, you want to go under your arm here, and then you can grab it and then pull it to the left slightly so that all the oil doesn't go out. Usually these things are supposed to be hand tight, but if you can't get a good grip, then you can use your bare hands. Once you have the oil filter slightly loosened, you want to go underneath the car, and it should be a 19mm bolt for the oil pan here. But since mine is stripped, I have this temporarily plug here. But it should be a 19mm socket that you need to loosen. Make sure to get your oil catch can, put it directly underneath, and then you start loosening it until the oil comes out. Alright, now that you have your oil drained, you want to loosen this oil filter now. And try to get it out very carefully. If you still have your splash cover, I will show you a way on how to get it out. Okay, now that the oil filter is out, you will want to carefully, very carefully, go under here. Go under the air filter. There should be O2 sensor wires here too. Go under there, like that, and like this over here. As you can see, underneath there, and there's the oil filter right down here. And you want to be very careful with the O2 sensors. And then just like that, you got it up. Yeah, the O2 sensor is right down there. Now that the oil filter is out and the oil is all drained, make sure to clean up the bottom space and tighten it. The torque spec of the drain bolt should be 25 foot-pounds. Now that you've got the oil drain bolt all tightened up and it's fairly clean, now it's time to put the oil filter in. You want to make sure to clean up the old gaskets so that there's no extra residue when you put the new oil filter in. Make sure to add some oil to the oil filter gasket so that it can stick and adhere. Now that you have oil on the oil filter gasket, it is personal preference if you would like to pre-fill the oil filter. Personally, I fill it halfway since the 5 MGE engine, the oil filter is on its side, so you don't want to add too much. Now putting back in the oil filter is in reverse process as removal. You want to go under here. Make sure to avoid the lines in the O2 sensor. If you got small hands, if you need to grip this, then grip it like that. And then once you get down to there, it's pretty hard to see, but you want to make sure that you hook on the threads of the oil filter bolt like that, and then try to keep on twisting. Keep turning it until it gets into place. Be careful not to cross thread it. Once that's good, all hand tight and snug. You may want to tighten it with your bare hands to make it even tighter. Once you have the oil filter tightened, you want to add 5.4 quarts of oil into the engine. Make sure to add it little by little at a time. And once you make it up to 5 quarts, lower the car down off the ramps and then let the car cool down, and then check the oil level and then add more from there until it gets to the full line. Once you have the oil filled up, make sure to check the oil level with the oil dipstick. That is perfectly on the full line. Next thing you want to do is you want to start your car up. And just let that oil run to lubricate the whole engine, and make sure to check for oil leaks too. There are no oil leaks, so we are good to go. And that's how to change an oil in a 1986 Toyota Cressida. Hopefully this has helped some people, and I hope you guys have a nice day.